extraordinary. Meghan Markle's close friends have revealed that she has been secretly recording her autobiography designed to bring down the British royal family on her iPhone in voice notes for years, including when she was still a member of the British royal family. And guess who's behind all of this? Oprah goddamn Winfrey. As if your respect, Opes, hadn't gone down in our estimations enough since that Tissue of Lies interview. And what's most nuts about all of this is that the information is emerging in a major new hit piece from the Daily Mail against the Daily Mail's own reporting. And I'm going to explain all of this to you because obviously I used to be a part of the Daily Mail. I used to be a part of the mainstream media. I know how this all works. And this has still shocked me. So you remember last week on the show, we discussed how Alison Boshoff, the editor-at-large of the Daily Mail, had revealed that everyone in Hollywood basically hates Meghan Markle now, including Ted Sarandos's wife, Nicola Avant, who she was pictured hanging off at the Beef premiere. And Alison Boshoff didn't hold back. Her sourcing amongst Netflix staff is incredible. It's like Anna Wintour hates her, Lauren Sanchez can't stand her, the Kardashians are pretty much done, and Nicola Avant cannot deal with her either. Now, she's the editor-at-large of the newspaper, and you'd think the newspaper would back up that reporting. But instead, they've got this woman. Let me show you her, Dominique Hines. Now, she has been a sort of offbeat showbiz reporter in the United Kingdom for years. I know her. I don't particularly trust a lot of her work, but you will notice she's black. And so what they have now done is got her to do a pro-Meghan and Harry propaganda piece briefed by Harry and Meghan to try and turn this situation into some type of race war, suggesting that Black Hollywood is right behind Meghan Markle and that she has the biggest power brokers in Black Hollywood, Oprah Winfrey and Shonda Rhimes. I need you to do something for me right now. It is free, it is easy, it is simple. Just hit that subscribe button on YouTube. That's because over 50% of you watching this video haven't done that yet. And it is the best way. No big tech backing, no billionaires pulling the strings. And if you turn on the bell, you'll get alerted to all our new videos. Totally supporting her. But within this, that's where they drop the fact that this prize that they desperately want is Meghan Markle's autobiography, even revealing that Nicola Avant, who actually behind Meghan Markle's back is saying, I hate her, I can't stand her, but that she is negotiating directly with Meghan about how the autobiography would also roll out at the same time as a major Netflix series. So I'm quite blown away by all of this because Prince Harry must be like, what? What? They're plotting this now behind my back? And I'm going to talk you through all of this, okay? And we're going to get analysis as we go from Royal YouTube sensation P. Diner, because this article is whack, but it actually reveals the secrets that I have been wanting to know for some time about what Meghan Markle's real goal is with this autobiography. And it's bad. It's bad for the royal family. It's bad for Prince Harry. And she needs the moolah. And that's what this is all about. Okay, so let me take you through it. The expose begins. Meghan Markle is out of the Met Gala, out of favor in Hollywood, out of momentum. That at least is the current narrative. Now, again, I'm going to interrupt when I have to point out ludicrous things in this article. Yeah, that's the narrative from your own newspaper, Dominic Hines. That's the narrative that was broken by Alison Boshoff in your newspaper last week. So this is what's so crazy about this, because Hines goes on. The reality is rather different and speaks of a far more strategic approach. For behind the glare and off the red carpet, she nowadays rarely walks exists a network of women who have not only stood by her since Megxit, but continue to quietly shape what comes next. They are the stratospherically famous TV star Oprah Winfrey, and the less well-known, at least in the UK, former Starbucks chair Melody Hobson, US TV titan Shonda Rhimes, the producer behind Bridgerton, and diplomat Nicole Avant, who is married to the co-CEO of Netflix, Ted Sarandos. Not close friends in a social day-to-day sense. In other words, they're using her. Yep, totally. They nevertheless operate within the same Montecito and Hollywood power ecosystem, where overlap is constant. Sources tell me they are part of a wider, informal, but highly active group of influential figures, many based between Montecito and Los Angeles, who remain in regular contact via private messaging groups and off-camera conversations. This extended circle is said to include film producer Tyler Perry, which is interesting because, by the way, we thought Tyler Perry had been kicked to the curb after all of his sexual assault claims. TV personality Gayle King, well, we knew that. And even Meghan Markle's mother, Doria Ragland. So what is so hilarious about this, right, is they're like, oh God, we need black people. We need black famous people supporting Meghan. Okay, Tyler Perry, yep, they're not talking anymore, but he's sort of their Gayle King. We all know about that. Oh, and I know Meghan's mum. Meghan's mum. Because do you notice, every single person that they are saying support Meghan in this article is a black person. They're not talking about anyone in Meghan's world who is white. So that's why I believe there is a race undertone here. Anyway, the source says, they are all incredibly busy. They are not sitting having brunch every week. But if one of them needs something, advice, funding, and contact, they show up. That is how power works at that level. Together, they offer something far more valuable than that gaudy Monday night invitation to the Met. So again, it's like, we know Meghan wanted to go to the Met Gala, okay? We know she was desperate for that invite. Can you please not describe it as gaudy? Like, yes, I think it's a gross display of Hollywood excess, but we all know Meghan Markle would have been there in a single second. And is Meghan Markle now really suggesting that Anna Wintour and Venus Williams and Nicole Kidman are gaudy? Give me a break. But again, I just have to cut in because there's so much nonsense in this article. It's sort of hilarious and fun and nuts. Anyway, it goes on. They provide installation access and when needed intervention too. And all of them, it turns out, are quietly aligned around the same prize. Project Insiders could be the biggest global entertainment coup of them all, not to mention a royal PR catastrophe, Meghan's autobiography. And there it is. The threat. The threat is cometh. Watched by 17 million Americans, 12 million Brits, and tens of millions more worldwide. The Oprah Winfrey interview was a global cultural event. And while Oprah and Meghan rarely appear together publicly, they now live minutes from each other in Montecito and see each other regularly meeting privately. I am told Oprah sends Meghan's children fruit from her own garden and also gives presents for Christmas, Easter, and birthdays. Hardly surprising given she's a billionaire. But Oprah's influence also extends into the couple's social calendar, shaping where Meghan is seen and just as importantly, where she is not. I can reveal it was Oprah who encouraged Meghan and Harry to attend Kris Jenner's 70th birthday party on November the 8th last year. A lavish James Bond-themed soiree at Amazon boss Jeff Bezos' Beverly Hills mansion. The goal was for Meghan to rub shoulders with key power players, including Bezos himself. After the event, however, the couple famously requested the removal of photos posted online by Kim Kardashian and Jenner. Publicly, sources cited sensitivity around Remembrance Day in the UK, but I'm told it wasn't just that. The truth is, the Sussexes still want to be seen as above the celebrity fray. I mean, okay, pause. Are you kidding me? This is, again, so stupid. You're hanging out at a celebrity party where there are paparazzi outside, and then you're saying that you want to drop the photos from all the picture agencies because you want to be above the celebrity fray. You are crazy, okay? You are completely and utterly nuts, and Oprah Winfrey should see you for what you are and stop giving you this advice. And then we get to the other nonsense. And I really do believe this is nonsense. The same calculation applied to the wedding of Bezos and Lauren Sanchez, which took place in Venice last June. The couple were invited but chose not to attend, not because of any feud, but because they knew it would be a media storm and they would be called opportunists. Okay, Pete Diner, seriously? So, we're blaming Oprah Winfrey here, first off, for the complete disaster at the Kardashians. It's like, that's Oprah's fault. You know, they didn't want to go. They didn't want to go. Oprah forced them to go. And then it all went really bad. So it's on her. This is on Oprah. This reminds me, P. Diner, of when they blamed William and Catherine for Harry wearing the Nazi uniform at the dress-up party. It's always someone else's fault. In this case, let's just throw Oprah under the bus. And then secondly, P. Diner, they were invited to the Sanchez and Bezos wedding, but they just chose not to go. I call bullshit.
Yes, that is some BS for real, for real. Oh my goodness, this article is just laughable. I can't believe anything in this. What in the world is this woman thinking? I mean, Harry and Meghan, they're so desperate, or Meghan is desperate. Meghan is the one who is desperate. I first of all, I just can't believe that these women are really trying to help Meghan, because if they were, Meghan would never have failed in the beginning. Like, it looks like she's just saying things that she wants to happen. But I just can't even believe this article, Dan. I mean, it sounds so ridiculous to me. These women are not, I think, in a position to want to even help someone like Megan. It seems so far left field. If that were the case, then she would have never had any issues with anything because they would have been able to come in, I mean, with all the billions that they have to buy out her product, to make her appear more successful than she is. Like, I mean, not even that she is successful, but she just would have the appearance of success. Uh, Nicole Avant, I've heard for years that this woman does not like Megan, but she's just being cordial to her because she is so clingy. I mean, these women want to show that they are kind. They don't want to show pushback against another black woman. That goes against black girl code, okay? But they are not in Megan's camp. They do not want to be associated with her, but they're not going to show adversity towards her because that's not a cool thing to do. So this article, I'm sorry, it just is it's fairy tale to me. It's not even doesn't even sound like a real thing. Like, why? Why do this? Because of Megan's impending book?
Well,
Is it
indeed, indeed. And it's like, I think that's the reason why they are actually hanging around too, but not Lauren Sanchez and Jeff Bezos, who like effectively
no.
found out that Meghan Markle had just been really snobby and nasty and
Right.
described Lauren as
But,
trash, you know.
but why would they want to help Megan because she's going to write a book? Like, why would they want to support her? Because she's going to do a blockbuster.
100%.
I,
I know it's totally odd. Anyway, they then come to the next person in the case. This is Dominic Hines in this fantasy piece. But I mean, I do say this has clearly been briefed by Harry and Meghan. This is the thing; it's their madness in a way.
of course.
Less visible, but arguably just as important as Meghan's mentor number two, Melody Hobson. Chief executive of Ariel Investments, former chair of Starbucks, the 57-year-old is married to Star Wars filmmaker George Lucas and operates at the intersection of finance, media, and influence. She doesn't give her time to just anyone. Duchess or dinner lady, Melody is selective, a source close to Hobson tells me, which again makes it sound like a mega bitch, but okay. That's because she lends credibility to anyone she associates with. Well, her credibility hasn't gone far when it comes to Meghan Markle's business sense, let me tell you. Hobson appeared on Meghan's Archetypes podcast in November 2022, a rare public endorsement. It was unbearable. But a business associate of Hobson tells me she has counseled Meghan at length in private and shared business tips about ownership, intellectual property, and long-term control of content. Then there is Shonda Rhimes, one of the most powerful figures in TV, and a key architect of Netflix's success through hits like Grey's Anatomy and Bridgerton. The 56-year-old's support matters less in a visible promotional sense and more in terms of positioning. Meghan and Harry's Netflix deal may have cooled, but relationships inside that ecosystem still count. And I mean, again, this is just absolutely grasping to try and find excuses for the inexcusable. And again, if Meghan and Harry had any idea that show business was important, they would have actually done a deal with Shonda Rhimes' production company to begin with, so their content could have been good. They didn't. They thought they could have done it. So the fact that they might be listening to Shonda Rhimes now, it's too late. Too late. It's all over, folks. Hines goes on in the Mail. In an industry where access is everything, Rhimes remains a gatekeeper. A producer who has worked with both women tells me Rhimes is also close to diplomat Nicole Avant, further cementing the Netflix thread running through Meghan's entire network. I mean, don't be so naive, Dominique. Of course, Nicole Avant is close to Shonda Rhimes. Shonda Rhimes is one of Netflix's most important producers. She's one of the only people that delivers them regular hits. But that has nothing to do with Meghan.
Mm-hmm.
They say of Avant, and they tell you a little bit about Avant, you know, because they're trying to big up her credentials as more than just the wife of Ted Sarandos, which is fair enough because she does have her own credibility. She's a daughter of the music executive Clarence Avant and a former US ambassador to the Bahamas. They say she moves easily between politics, entertainment, and philanthropy. She is also married to Ted Sarandos, co-CEO of Netflix, which, let's be honest, is the thing that's most important here. But what they've been very careful to do is not to say, oh, Meghan only wants to be friends with this woman because of Ted Sarandos, even though that is absolutely why she has always exploited the relationship, because she thought, oh, there's a mixed race, high-profile marriage. Nicole is going to have some type of sort of personal connection with me as a result. And she's used it, she's exploited it, but it hasn't worked because, as Alison Boshoff reported, Nicole hates her. It is here that the narrative currently circulating that event as somehow at odds with Meghan. And again, this is so funny. The narrative that is currently circulating, it was in your own newspaper, Dominique, okay? Begins to unravel. That's just not what I've seen, a Netflix insider tells me. The opposite, in fact. Sources familiar with their dynamic describe ongoing contact and continued alignment within the same professional and philanthropic circles. The suggestion of a falling out is described by one Netflix insider as misread noise rather than reality. Avant has long been an advocate for Meghan within Hollywood, steadying relationships when the couple's reputation has wobbled. Well, it's not within Hollywood, is it? Come on, it's within her bedroom. You know, it's pillow talk. It's saying to Ted, oh, come on, don't dump them. Don't dump them yet. It would be awkward for me. The relationship a person familiar with their dynamic tells me has at times been emotional. Oh, God. There have been moments when Meghan has been overwhelmed by the pressure, the collapse of commercial deals, the constant tide of negative headlines, and Nicole Avant has been there. At a Netflix gathering on April the 10th, held at Sarandos and Avant's home in Montecito, the two women were seen holding hands and embracing. No, they were not. Meghan was holding onto her like a limpet and then asked for the pictures to be removed, okay? It was seen as a cynical, forced closeness, but a guest at the gathering, sorry, I'm just looking for my sick bucket here. I'm going to need my sick bucket for the next slide, says it was a purposeful display of unity. Then they talk about the relationship with Netflix itself and talk about the fact that this upstairs, downstairs drama set in the world of elite polo is somehow the thing that is going to save the Netflix deal, where again, Alison Boshoff, in your own newspaper, Dominic Hines has revealed this was just a face-saving exercise and the project is probably never going to get made. But the source says this has been salvaged from the underperforming documentary and turned into a sports drama that is likely to be of more interest. It shows how much Netflix is trying to save this relationship. Okay, let's make the damn show then. Make the damn show, promote it like they promoted Beef, and then maybe I'll agree. Then again, you get to Meghan's Cloud Cuckoo Land because they reveal that she's studying executive producing throughout Schwell Productions, including behind-the-camera skills such as production, development, and decision-making. Sources say the emphasis is on shaping content rather than performing in it. She doesn't want to be in the poster, one says she wants to be in the writer's room. Well, seriously, Meghan, just give up. Just give up right now. Because we've looked at the shows that you've executive produced. I mean, you literally have taken executive producers titles on these shows, and they're awful. They are goddamn awful. And you do not have the talent or the skill to do that. You maybe had the talent and the skill to be in a sort of D-list cable drama like Suits. That's the reality. So then we come to what this is really all about. And again, I sort of feel sorry for Dominic Hines because maybe she doesn't understand that she is being played here as well. And she writes, there is the project that sits behind much of this alignment. Yeah. It's the money project. I've said this from day one. It's why people are still hanging around. It's why Netflix is still hanging around. Meghan's autobiography. For years, it has hovered as a rumor, occasionally acknowledged, never confirmed in full detail. She has, according to those familiar with the process, and thank you, by the way, because this is confirming what I have been reporting to you for years, been taking notes for years. Not casually, but methodically. And that's a threat, by the way. That's the threat to William. That's the threat to Charles. That's the threat to Catherine. That's the threat to the British royal family. But wake up, Prince Harry, because that's the threat to you too, okay? She has been taking notes methodically about your marriage for years. It's a threat. A publishing insider tells me voice notes on her phone at 1 a.m., no doubt after a fight with Harry, written journals, structured reflections. She has been documenting everything since before Megxit. Okay, Pete Diner, there you go. That's what this is about. And that is one hell of a threat because she's actually gone further than she did in the cut. Do you remember in the cut she said, oh, well, I've got my diaries. This is so much more than that, Pete Diner. Voice notes, journals, methodical collection of everything that has been going on. And do not tell me a lot of this will be targeted against Prince Harry, because I think it will.
That's exactly what is going to happen. Harry doesn't seem to understand that his life is going to be forever changed once he decides to do what he wants to do. And I know that is to no longer stay in California and to have his life back. And the minute he takes that step, that's when the threat, that's when the risk to his own life and that of his own family, the reputation becomes at stake, because that's exactly what's going to happen. Meghan has been documenting for years everything. We have to remember, going back to when Meghan met Oprah before the wedding that they had talked about an interview, and Megan told Oprah the time is just not right yet. So that's when we saw the Oprah interview. But I think more was planned at that time, or actually later when Megan started talking to Oprah about a potential book. And there is a threat there because Megan knows in her pocket she's got a very heavy hand that she can play that is going to no doubt hurt the monarchy. And if they try to do things around race, I don't understand, but maybe these women will rally around Megan, support her to make it look like they want to help her. But that's going to be it's not going to be a good thing for the monarchy at
Well, no,
all.
but
She
of
would
course it's not.
definitely use race as a way to get back at them and Harry,
Yeah,
you
because
know.
why is every person mentioned in this article a black person? You know, why are
Exactly.
the white allies like Kelly Zajfin not mentioned? I think this is strategic. But it's also financial to P. Diner because Dominic Hines then goes on to say the value of that material is obvious. A memoir for Meghan would not just be a book, it would be a multi platform event with global publishing rights, an interview special. And there you go, the interview special. That's what Oprah wants, right? And a streaming component. That's what Netflix wants. It is expected to be bigger than Harry's Spare, which sold more than 1.4 million copies on its first ever release in January 2023. Publishing experts tell me Meghan's book could easily surpass these numbers. Nicole Avant is said to have fostered behind the scenes chats about how such a project could be developed in partnership with, drum roll please, Netflix, as a structured multi part rollout tied to the book's release. Then there's a whole load of stuff, P. Diner, which is designed specifically to appease Harry, right? And if Harry's stupid, he'll believe this. The timing, however, is complicated. Publishing plans are believed to have slowed in part due to the delicate question of King Charles and Harry's ongoing attempts, however tentative, to repair their relationship. A memoir is leverage, but it also represents a risk. Sources say Meghan wants the book to be both a record setter and a reset, telling her version of events while also charting her success in America. She does not want it to be a book of grievances, one insider tells me. She wants it to reflect where she is going, not where she has been. I mean, that's not what an autobiography is, so this is just nonsense. I am told she's acutely aware of the fallout that followed the Oprah interview and Harry's Spare, and is determined to strike a careful balance. There are things she could say that would dominate headlines. Okay, another threat. Another threat. I mean, there's just threat after threat after threat. But she is weighing that against the bigger picture. One of the moments she's particularly keen to address is the backlash to the Instagram story she posted while she was in Paris for the Balenciaga show last October. Filming was done close to the Paris tunnel where Princess Diana died, and there was an outcry about it being insensitive. That really stayed with her, the source said. She wants to explain the context properly. Sources say Harry's priority remains stabilising relations with the royal family, particularly King Charles, while maintaining some form of contact between their children and his father. Meghan is described as supportive of that objective with no desire to escalate tensions. The approach, according to a source close to the couple, is avoid rupture while keeping future options open. Archie and Lily said to have had occasional contact with their grandfather through calls and video calls. There is also a deeper layer to this support. Behind these four women is a wider network of women in entertainment and media who are convinced that Meghan has been given an unfair hearing and see her much publicised missteps as not unforgivable. So yes, the Met Gala did not need Meghan, but apparently she did not need it either. Wow. Wow. I have not read such propaganda since the Nazi regime. I'm not going to lie. But
Mhm.
I am like pretty stunned. Pretty stunned, actually. Let me just get you to respond to what the Royal News Network posted on this, P. Diner. Brittany said it's rather obvious that the only reason these alleged four mentors, and I like that, alleged four mentors, care about Meghan Markle is because of the colour of her skin and nothing else. They're also hoping that Meghan's autobiography will be a cash cow, so they're also looking for a payday. And I agree. I think that's the two things, P. Diner, going on here. You've got the race politics of this, but you've got the finances of this. It's like, yeah, of course Nicole Avant has been helping with the autobiography because as the book points out, she wants it to be a big special on Netflix. It's like, this is business.
Right, it's business because Megan is the kind of woman that these women can see her coming a mile away, right? But I think they're just trying to wait for like this big payday because they're not sincerely wanting to befriend this woman. They see her, the kind of person she is. It's really disgusting. It's sad, and I can imagine that Melody Hobson, she did want to help Megan, give her a lot of advice, but Megan's not the kind of woman that would even take advice. She wouldn't try to adhere to the business things that Melanie would probably tell her. Like Megan is the kind of person that doesn't, I think, belong in the circles of these women because they're very smart business women. And Megan doesn't want to listen to anybody. But I think this is something that is frightening. Like as you were reading this, all of the different things that are showing she's making a threat to a book sounds clear as day. And this is so, I think, sad for the monarchy because when Harry does leave, his wife is going to turn on his family, right? What is he going to do then? Because he is the reason why all this is happening, because he married this woman and she doesn't have any goodwill towards anybody except herself. I mean, look what she's done to her own family. So it is going to be a bloodbath, I think, when Harry leaves this woman, because she is going to have all the receipts, the things that she has filmed on her phone, the things she has written, because she was plotting it from the very beginning. So this separation from Harry is going to be a payday for her. And Harry is just trying to get back home to have a normal life. Unbeknownst to him, look, his whole family is going to be in jeopardy. Once he wants his life back. How do you make that choice? I mean, just stay miserable. I think just stay with this woman until the end and never want to go back to have a normal life, because that's going to be the end of your family. I mean, if these four women, these black women decide to support her based on race because and to get money, that's going to be the end. I'm sorry. It's going to be horrible for the monarchy. Just horrible because of what they will do and what they will say and the media campaign behind that. It's going to be frightening. I mean, Meghan is going to do horrible things to Harry. I just know it. Why would she be keeping all these things, these receipts, if you didn't have the intention of using it one day? I mean, it's so cutthroat, Dan. We look at what she's doing to her father, who's done everything for her,
I
and we
know.
think, how could you do this? If she could do this to her father, imagine what she's going to do to Harry and the monarchy. Okay? That tells
100%.
you
I need you to do something for me right now. It is free, it is easy, it is simple. Just hit that subscribe button on YouTube. That's because over 50% of you watching this video haven't done that yet. And it is the best way. No big tech backing, no billionaires pulling the strings. And if you turn on the bell, you'll get alerted to all our new videos.
everything you need to
And the
know. I'm
threat
sorry.
is there.
Yes.
The threat is there, well and truly. Pete Diner, amazing stuff. Thank you so much. We will speak next week. And of course, do make sure that you subscribe to P Diner's brilliant YouTube channel at PDINA for so much more royal analysis. And I'd love you to subscribe